Yoruba people have more power in Nigeria than Igbo people. Currently, I'm not talking about since the creation of Nigeria. Igbo people were number one. Then, because they want to unify and bring everybody together to build a country, those people are not, they consider that move they made as being forcing them to do what they are Igbo bidding. Like the Q of 18, Igbos mobilized and picked some people and trying to stop his normalization or jihadists then. And what did they landed Igbo to? In a very big mess, a very big problem. We started losing our people, they started fighting people because you are not allowed to say anything in the country. So each time you make that move to prove that you know the right thing to do and how to do it, people that are doing it to favor them will still turn against you.
Is not convinced and is calling for more explanations on how giving out the girls in marriage translates to empowerment that improves their living condition.
If you intend to help these children, help them in a way to be economically beneficial to them. Or,
now, the person challenging them is non-women affair. Guess who? Igbo woman. Okay? Look at him. Look at her, sorry. Uju Kennedy, or Haneye, Minister of Women Affairs. She is the one stopping this this Northerners, and not just for this is just temporal move. You understand? Because Northerners and the people that on the go there, they're looking at her. Who is this one? Who is it? They are monitoring her, and they just pretend they're kind of okay. Let's go and see in the court and all that. You understand? Armstrong said that education is haram. Yes. Osibanjo was very inactive, totally inactive, very, very inactive. So Osibanjo couldn't even challenge, he dare not mention that he wanted to contest for president, let alone making an attempt. They just drained him out immediately. He fizzled away. None of us know where he is today. He just made his money and packed his bag, that's all. Nobody will hear his name again.
Any reason they must get married, because if they decide to get married, I have no right as a minister to stop them. But I must carry out investigation and make sure that they actually want to get married before you can give them out.
Uju Kennedy Ohaneye is therefore asking that the said marriage be put on hold until the ministry is able to unravel the circumstances behind the planned union and address basic marital issues, including the age and consent of the girls.
And I have filed a case for injunction to stop him from whatever he's planning to do on the 24th until such a time a thorough investigation is carried out on those girls, find out whether they gave their consent, find out their ages, find out the people marrying them, who are they? Are they very old men that will probably tomorrow kill these girls out of hatred because there's no love or anything between them? These are some of the things that must be found out.
The Minister of Women Affairs says the ministry will equally embark on empowerment.
State House.
So just hold on. Let me go straight to her interview with these people because we don't have time to waste much on this program.
A marriage. What?
Hold on.
Injunctions. The marriage will hold as planned and only results of terrorism. The planned marriage or sponsorship of 100 girls in his constituency. Sarkindaji, while reacting to the letter, described the action of the minister as unfortunate, saying that having been wrongly informed about the development, one is to consult widely before taking a stance, especially as it relates to religious and cultural beliefs of others. According to the speaker, the marriage sponsorship initiative is not part of his constituency project, but a way to alleviate the hardship and expenses incurred by some parents of the girls as a result of terrorism. He added that the traditional religious leaders of Mariga were the ones who handled the plans while he provides support for the ceremony. But with the latest development by the Minister of Women Affairs petitioning him with court injunctions, the marriage will hold as planned and only his initial absence to grace the occasion as requested by the organizers will be felt.
Of course, she can't win this case. She will not, because the president, the vice, all the key players in Nigerian politics today are all Muslims, and they understand what this underage marriage means in their religion. It is a very good thing for them. They enjoy it so much. Even Buhari, just check the age of Buhari to his current wife. All right, check the age of Buhari when he was alive, and the lady that stands as as his wife. You can see the gap. So they're used to this kind of marriage, and this Igbo woman think that she's doing her job and all that. It's good to voice her, but at the end of it all, if you push hard, you are going to lose your appointment. That's just the fact.
He will not withdraw his initial financial support. Sarkin Daji further admonished the minister to always consult widely before going to the press, maintaining that none of the girls are underage.
All right, joining us in the studio at this moment is the Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy Ohaneye. Good to have you join us on the news hour.
Thank you.
All right, the developments in Niger State eliciting reactions here and there. The Speaker of the State Assembly is saying that these girls, were not forced into the planned marriage. What preliminary reports is your ministry getting since this news broke?
Thank you so much. Most times, I don't just come into any case. When my children cry, I come. And when I come there, I fight for their rights. That is my duty. I just don't hear anything, I just walk into it. And when I heard and I got the petition that I did, I made some calls. And I've been following up through the SSA to Mr. President of that community. I've been consulting, and I found out that even some of those girls, some are 13 years, I have evidence. I just didn't walk into this case just like that. But the important thing to note is that I don't just walk in without being called upon by my children. And I have to do my duties. Yes, when he mentioned in a video that
if you are doing your duties, remember where you come from. Dola Akuyere did her own, and we know what happened to her. So if you are doing your duty, always watch your back, because you are dealing with different species. They are not ordinary human being like you.
Is going to withdraw. I knew the plan. I'm not a kid. I knew they had a plan for me to probably calm down, get off the court, and they were going to do what they needed to do. By the time I come back again, it's late. So I'm still going ahead with my court matter. The case is still going on. We'll meet in court, like he said. I don't really have much to say to him. I'm not having a personal beefing with him. What I'm doing is that I'm trying to protect the children, protect their rights, and allow them to breathe. Like Mr. President said, allow the poor to breathe.
Well, in the press briefing you had earlier today, you said you were going to investigate this matter.
Yes.
Now, shouldn't the investigation, shouldn't you have concluded the investigation before proceeding with the legal action?
There's no time. On the 24th, they have a date for this particular thing. And if I fold my hands and said I'm investigating like I am doing now, without getting a formal injunction to stop them from that until the investigation is done, that will mess up everything I'm planning.
Okay, but Mel, I wanted to ask you, we have spoken to Abdul Malik Sarkin Daji. We have interviewed him on Sunday. It was quite recent. And then we've asked him the ages of these girls. And then he told us these girls were between the ages of 18 and 24, which according to the Islamic laws and their tradition, they are allowed to be married.
Now they are now highlighting the the Islamic law and tradition of Muslims for a Christian woman. You see what I'm talking about? These are when is it Lord Rugard or whoever that said that oil and water cannot mix together? It is true. These people have their own culture and custom. You trying to interfere on that is a no-no, and you will still not going to make it the way I'm saying it.
Have you tried to find out the ages of these girls, and then if the girls who are underage, maybe You can think of stepping them aside from getting married. Then the ones who are the age of marriage, you allow them so that it does not contradict their religion and their culture.
Thank you. If I had not done that, I wouldn't have gone to court. I will start saying here what my evidences are. That's not what I will expose here. When we meet in court, we iron it out. The most important thing is that I have the right, if a petition is written to me, to ask for further investigation. And I intend to take that investigation to the letter. I'm going to do everything. Even if the child says, I'm 13, and they're saying she's 18. If he ends up doing bone marrow tests to confirm the age, I'm ready to go to that extent. These children are orphans. They have no...
It is good to be stubborn, but just check on your predecessors, how they ended when they're trying to push hard like you're pushing now. Oluwasegun said that this lady is right. This nonsense of child marriage in the north must stop. The issue should be brought to Lagos or Abuja. You see, one thing that I don't really think it is. Sometimes we need to understand what you are trying to say. Yes, you cannot. This is their own culture and their own belief. Do you understand that? And you cannot, because you are not them, forcing them to do what they want for what they don't want. Oluwasegun, you are not a Muslim. I'm sure that's why you are saying what you're saying. In Islam, marrying underage is not a problem. Okay, as long as it's not by forcing. In some cases, they do force. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what they do, and this is what they believe on. So how can you just come from nowhere and you think you can instruct them on what to do? And remember, they are the one controlling the government for a very long time. Sometimes they share little to Yoruba people, and that's all. So you don't even have what it takes to that. Bat is where he is today. What's his name? They call him Bat. What's the president of this? What's the name of this man that is this Oduduwa man? Tinubu. Okay, that Tinubu is there today. We all know how the Northerners push him there and the agenda that they made him to be president is simply because they know that he's very, very old. And what do? They gave him a younger person, not young, but at least he's more younger than more young than more vibrant than Tinubu as a vice. When Buhari disappeared, what do? They insisted on putting another person there to avoid Oduduwa man to be there. So imagine the country they're talking about. In 16 years, Yoruba and the North and the Fulani are sharing the power. So if you tell them to bring them, they know their capability. They know that the country belongs to them. They know what Constitution says, and they know how you yourself are trying to question them came into power. They know your roots. They know how to push you back. So I don't think you can win that case. The only thing to do is allow them to be in their own country, divide, and probably go their way. So even if they want to marry any of them that don't want to live in such environment, they can relocate to a neighboring country. If it requires that the United Nations want to intervene, that one is a different case. But you being in the same country, because after they get used to this thing they're doing and they push it to your own state, is either this fight that all of you are dodging is either you fight or you leave. That, but for you to manage it that like they're managing it now, you are just promoting, proposing the evil there. It will still come, and maybe when it comes, you are not going to be fit to even do anything. Now that you are fit, you are waiting to manage it. Let's manage it. How sure are you that your children will be able to manage what you're managing today? That is another thing.
Voice. They have no body to speak for them. So I am there as the Minister of Women Affairs to speak